In the heart of a crowded city, amid the noise of buses, the footsteps of thousands, and the restless push of everyday life, sat a man no one truly saw. People walked past him daily, tossing loose coins his way without ever looking into his eyes. His name was Kabir, but to the world he was just another beggar, sitting at the corner of a broken sidewalk, wearing torn clothes, holding a dented tin cup, and silently waiting for the day to end. But no one knew that behind those tired eyes was a storm memories of a life he once had, dreams he buried long ago, and a heart that had grown quieter with every passing year. Every morning, Kabir woke up on the cold pavement with the same crushing weight inside his chest, the same whisper in his mind telling him he was useless, forgotten, and beyond repair. His body ached, but his soul ached more. He looked at the people rushing past him. Students chasing goals, office workers holding coffee cups, parents leading their children, taxi drivers shouting, and he wondered if anyone had ever felt the way he did now. Empty, invisible, and stuck in a place he never imagined for himself. He had a wife who loved him, a small business that fed his family, and a future he thought he controlled. But life is not a straight path. It twists. It breaks. It tests. And sometimes, if you're not ready, it destroys you from inside long before anything happens outside. For Kabir, it began with a mistake, a business partner he trusted who betrayed him. One wrong signature, one wrong deal, one blind moment of trust, and everything collapsed like a house of cards. His savings vanished. His shop shut down. Debt piled up. And the people who once praised him were the same people who now turn their backs. Nothing stabs deeper than losing everything while everyone watches. But Kabir tried to stand. He worked labor jobs. He carried boxers, mixed cement, served tea at roadside stalls. He fought life with cracked hands and a tired spine. But fate is cruel when it decides to test you. One rainy evening, a truck skidded on the wet road and struck him. His injuries were severe enough to end his ability to work heavy jobs. Medical bills swallowed whatever little money he had left. His wife, unable to survive the endless stress, fell ill and died months later. And within a year, Kabir found himself homeless, jobless, alone sitting on the same corner where thousands would pass by. Unaware of the war he fought inside his soul. The city moved around him, but Kabir remained frozen in time. Every day looked like the last. Every morning felt like a punishment. Every night felt like a reminder that he had fallen to a place he never imagined. He watched the world rise and fall, but he stayed on the ground. His mind repeated the same sentences. You failed. Life is over. You can't come back. This is who you are now. It's not hunger that breaks a beggar. It's not poverty, not loneliness. It's the belief that life cannot change anymore. It's the belief that the story is already written. Kabir had accepted that belief, not because he wanted to, but because he felt he had no other choice. The world around him looked too big. His problems looked too heavy. His past looked too dark. His future looked too empty. He stopped dreaming. He stopped hoping. He stopped fighting, and most painfully, he stopped believing in himself. But life has strange timing. Sometimes, hope appears in the form of a stranger. One cold winter morning, when Kabir sat shivering on the pavement, an elderly man approached him. Not a rich man, not a social worker, not someone with a camera trying to look kind for the internet. Just a simple old man with gentle eyes and a warm scarf around his neck. He placed a cup of hot tea next to Kabir, sat on the ground beside him, and said nothing for a long time. People stared, some whispered. But the old man didn't care. After a minute, he finally spoke. Tell me something, he sighed softly. When did you stop believing you deserved a better life? Kabir looked up, startled. No one had asked him such a question for years. I didn't stop believing, Kabir whispered. Life just stopped giving. The old man smiled sadly. Life never stops giving. Only the mind stops seeing. Kabir frowned. The old man continued. You think you are here because life crushed you. But no. You are here because your mind accepted defeat before your body did. Kabir stayed silent. Something inside him resisted the old man's words, but something else long forgotten began to listen. "Look around," the old man said gently. "Most people walking past you are not free. They're slaves to their fears, their debts, their pasts, their mistakes. They look rich, but inside many of them are poorer than you." Kabir's eyes widened slightly. No one had ever said something like that to him. "You think you are broken?" the old man continued, "but you're just stuck. And a stuck person can move again. A broken person can heal again, but only if the mind allows." Kabir felt a strange warmth rising in his chest, something he had not felt in years. A small spark of possibility. "How?" Kabir whispered. "How do I climb out of this life?" The old man leaned closer. "By changing the only thing you still control, your mindset. Change your mind, and your life will follow." Kabir shook his head. "Mindset won't give me food. Mindset won't give me a home. Mindset won't bring back everything I lost." The old man placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "No. But mindset will give you the strength to start again. Mindset will give you the courage to rise. Mindset will open doors you cannot see right now. And mindset will return everything life took from you, little by little, because a person who believes they can rise becomes unstoppable." Kabir looked at him, confused yet deeply moved. The old man continued, voice calm but powerful. "You are not a beggar because you have no money. You are a beggar because you have surrendered your mind." Kabir felt something break inside him. A wall, a chain, a belief he had carried for far too long. The old man rose to his feet and said, "Tomorrow morning, I will come again. I want you to try something tonight. Just one thing." "What?" "Kabir, ask it. Tell yourself this sentence before you sleep. My life can change. I can rise again. Say it until your heart hears it. Then see what happens." Kabir nodded slowly, unsure but willing. As the old man walked away, Kabir felt the first shift inside him. A tiny, trembling shift, like the first ray of sunlight after years of darkness. That night, lying under the open sky, Kabir repeated the sentence in his mind. My life can change. I can rise again. At first, it felt like a lie, then a hope, then a possibility. And in that moment, the beggar realized something he had never understood before. Life does not change when circumstances change. Life changes when he changes. For years, he had blamed the world, cursed fate, and cried over the unfairness of life. Yet he had never once looked within. He thought survival was his destiny, but survival is not living. Surviving is breathing. Living is choosing. And for the first time in his life, he made a choice. The next morning, he woke up with a strange fire inside him, something he had not felt in decades. He looked at his broken cup and old rug and thought, if the world can ignore a beggar, maybe the world will notice a worker. He gathered abandoned plastic bottles from the street, washed them, and sold them to the recycling shop. The owner laughed and said, "You work." But the man stayed silent. Every humiliation felt like a knife. But for the first time, he didn't let the knife pierce his spirit. He earned only a few coins that day. But when he slept that night, he slept with pride. The next day, he collected more bottles, then cardboard, then scrap metal. He worked until his hands bled. People mocked him. Children laughed. Shopkeepers pushed him away. But he kept working because something inside him whispered, your future is no longer behind you. It is ahead of you. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. Every single day he earned more than the day before. One afternoon, the tea shop owner who used to kick him away invited him inside and said, "Sit, today tea is on me." The beggar smiled not because of the tea, but because respect tastes sweeter than any drink in the world. With his savings, he bought a small second-hand cart. He started cleaning streets for money, sweeping footpaths, washing storefronts. People started trusting him because they saw consistency, and consistency is a language that even the hardest hearts understand. One evening, a wealthy shop owner asked him, "Do you want to work in my warehouse?" The man paused. "A warehouse? Him?" But he nodded. The next morning, he arrived early, cleaned the floors, organized boxers, and learned everything faster than the younger workers. When the manager asked him, "Why do you work like this?" he said, "Because I have wasted enough years of my life." Months later, he was promoted. A year later, he was managing the entire loading area. The same hands that once shook while holding a begging cup now handled company accounts. The same feet that wandered without purpose now walked with confidence. The same eyes that once cried every night now dreamed boldly. But life wasn't done surprising him. One day, the old woman, the one with the golden heart, came to the warehouse to buy supplies. She recognized him instantly and said, You're not the same man." He smiled, his voice trembling as he replied, "Because you taught me that if I don't change my mindset, my life will never change." Tears filled her eyes. She whispered, "I only gave you advice. You changed your destiny." He shook his head. "No. You gave me belief, and belief is the seed of destiny." The old woman smiled and blessed him. That day, the man went home and wrote on a piece of paper, "The day you take responsibility for your life is the day destiny kneels before you." He framed it on his wall, not as decoration, but as a reminder of the war he fought inside himself. Years passed. The man saved money, invested, started a small cleaning company, and hired people who were once like him, ignored, forgotten, judged. His company grew because it was built not on profit, but on compassion. One morning, while giving uniforms to new workers, someone asked, "Sir, why do you help people like us?" He smiled gently and replied, "Because once someone helped me when I was no one." And in that moment, he realized something profound. Greatness is not measured by how high you rise, but by how many people you lift with you. Life had come full circle. The beggar was gone forever. In his place stood a man carved by struggle, polished by humility, and crowned by purpose. His past no longer defined him, his mindset did. And if you, dear listener, feel trapped, broken, ignored, or lost, remember this man. Remember that one decision changed his entire life. Not money, not luck, not miracles. A decision, a shift in mindset. Because life does not change when the world becomes kinder. Life changes when you become stronger. Life does not change when opportunities appear. Opportunities appear when you change. Life does not change when others believe in you. Life changes when you believe in yourself. And just like that beggar who had nothing, not a home, not hope, not respect, you too can rewrite your destiny. You are not stuck. You are not finished. You are simply one mindset shift away from a completely different life. So stand up. Choose. Begin. The world may not clap for you today, but one day it will look at you and say, "You changed everything." And you will smile knowing the truth. You didn't change everything. You only changed yourself. And that was enough to change your entire world.